Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is an unboxing for the Airfix 176 scale Cromwell Mk.IV tank. Now this is a set that I purchased from Aldi recently. They had again a number of kits, some I'd already purchased previously, and this along with the Tomahawk were the two kits that I decided to get this time around. So on the front of the box, obviously we have some great artwork here, a picture of or a plan side view of the tank, a list of what the set includes. So this is listed as a starter set. So you get your paints, your glue and a brush, as well as the mini in here. Side edges, this side just has again another picture of the model and some info, and then just some multilingual warnings. Sides are pretty much this, and then you have your colour plate on the back, and the colour plate is for a 5th Royal Horse Artillery, so 5 RHA, of the 7th Armoured Division, British Army, Europe, 1944 to 45. Interesting to note here that this mini comes with deep wading gear, so you can, I think it's fairly safe to assume that where it says 1944 to 45, this could very well have been something which landed on D-Day or close to D-Day. Because the deep wading gear was used to help prevent seawater ingressing into the engine, so they covered up the exhaust port areas, etc. And then there would have been another slight screen around the commander's hatch as well. So yeah, deep wading gear to protect it as it came ashore. Now, right, let's pop that aside. Let's have a look at what we get. So we get paints 29, 33, 53 and 159 in this set. So the Humbrol Airfix brush, again, it's not a fantastic brush, but it's great for obviously painting areas like a tank. So yeah, bonus for the brush, and I use mine exclusively for that. 159 again is not a colour I've come across before, but it's clearly an olive drab kind of colour. We got 53, which is their gunmetal, and we got 29, which I believe is their flat dark earth, and then 33, which is black, and then we get their poly cement, which in honesty is going to go straight in the bin. Let's have a look at the instructions. So here we go, instructions and a small decal sheet for one vehicle. Now we have the circled star. Now if my memory's correct, I believe that the circled star was more prominently seen on British and Commonwealth vehicles, whereas a single star on its own without the circle denoted more American vehicles. I think that's the way, it's that way round that it was done. It was just a slight tweak that allowed for a really good way of denoting allies, which allies were which. So Cromwell tank. So on the front we do get a little bit of blurb. Now again, Cromwell, but I think different makers, because you see a Comet tank and it's very much the same vehicle, but I think it was just made by different manufacturers, so there were just slight tweaks to it, which is why they're similar but have different names, as I understand it. Multilingual information, the assembly icons, and then we're into the instructions. Now this isn't as much of a quick build as the Sherman, the Firefly Sherman, or the Tiger tank. It's a little bit more involved, so you're putting all your own running gear on this, as well as the track assembly. Now, that's fine. It is going to make painting a little bit difficult if you then put the top of the hull on. So what I'm probably going to do is assemble the lower hull, and then not glue the top of the hull into position. I'll have to see how this works, this bit here, because this plate goes on the back, but you should be able to work your way round and still put on all the upper deck fittings, etc., like toolboxes, boxes for maintenance equipment, etc., onto this without too many issues. Included in the kit is a rhino. So that's this little thing down here, which are the little fork out the front of the vehicle, and these were, again, if memory serves, these were made by an American, or the idea was come up by an American who took the idea of chopping up the hedgehogs, so the metal hedgehogs that had the 6 limbs that littered the beaches. They chopped them up and made them into these spikes so that they could get through the bocage hedgerows a lot easier, because as they moved off the beaches into the farmlands of Normandy, the tanks were having difficulty traversing through the hedgerows. So this was basically an in-theatre modification that somebody came up with to help them basically plough through the hedgerows, because they were, the hedgerows, the bocage hedgerows were pretty much, the fields were surrounded by a bank which then had the thick hedge on top, so they were very difficult to traverse with armour, but the rhino helped alleviate that problem. So again, we're just finishing off the top deck, and then we come on to the turret. So the turret is quite boxy, and it looks like we have a turret shape, and then we put all the armour panels onto this afterwards. And again, you can see here the deep wading gear. So these are an optional extra. So if you wanted to depict this as fighting close to the beach, then you could have this on, including the screen for the cupola, the turret hatch here, and so on. But yeah, so deep wading gear items are there, and they go on to above the hatch there, and above the engine exhaust cowlings on that deck there. But yeah, those are the instructions. Right, let's have a look at the kit proper, shall we? So we've got 3 sprues in this. Three sprues? No, 2 sprues. They look like 3 sprues in the bag. So mostly the lower hull tub here and the side pieces, and then the turret parts. So we got the turret here, and then the turret pieces, sides and that there, and then some more turret sides on the other sprue. We've got the deep wading gear on this as well, and there's our rhino there, our rhino blade. So yeah, I mean the detail's nice. It's raised and recessed panel lining, which is really nice, because obviously we've got these plates here on the bottom of the hull. They're nicely raised and detailed. We've got these items here. These will slot on over the side of the hull to give the right depth for the road wheels, etc., and the track assembly. And then on this one, we've just got the upper deck for the lower hull. As I say, some more turret sides, and then we've got all the road wheels. So the road wheels at the back, because they're not seen, they're pretty. Actually, no, it just looks like they're not that detailed. But we've got, these will be the road wheels that we see, and then we sandwich them, and then they go onto the sprockets there. The tracks are a nice solid plastic single length track assembly with sag, and that's nice to see as well. And these, basically you'll glue these on once you've glued your first row of road wheels, and then once they go onto that first row, you then put your second row of road wheels on. Does it have return rollers? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have return wheels, so the track just sits on top of the main road wheels, which is great. And then down here we've got all of our eyelets and towing point attachments that will go onto the tank, and that's nice to see. They look really nicely detailed, nice and crisp mould in there. It's actually, I'm not seeing a lot of flash on this at all, if any. Yeah, I'm not seeing any flash on this at all, which is really nice. I mean, considering that this is a few years old now, because I can remember seeing this on the shelves in 2017. So yeah, I mean, they must have made plenty from the original mould, but to see it still being this crisp is really nice. Really, really nice. But there you go. That's your tank. That is your Cromwell Mk.IV, and it will build up into a really nice little mini looking at this. And I really like the full length tracks with the appropriate sag in them. So there you go. That is it says gift set on there. Other people market it as a starter set because it comes with all the relevant bits. But hopefully you'll join me soon and we'll get it built. All right, take care. Bye-bye.